Trees. They help combat climate change by removing carbon dioxide from the air and in turn, release oxygen. Usually a tree absorbs an average of 10 kilograms or 22 pounds of carbon dioxide per year for the first 20 years. And as a writer once said, trees exhale for us so that we can inhale them to stay alive.
So it's no surprise that tree planting has become one of our favorite ways to offset our impact to the planet. Because as we say, when we take care of nature, nature takes care of us. I'm Paolo Abrera, and this is One Small Act.
Reliance on deep well practices can disturb land and marine ecosystems. So the Bulakan Bulk Water Project implemented alternative systems to help reduce this practice. Today we talk to Herman Avengoza, General Manager of Luzon Clean Water Development Corporation, to learn more about the project.
Mahirap din talaga yung tubig sa Bulacan Province since Bulacan water districts are heavily relying on deep well through groundwater extraction. Kulang sa tubig, meron din problema sa water quality at meron din problema sa hydraulic pressure na kung saan bilang lang ang oras ng pag-supply or ang operation ng tubig sa Bulacan Province. So nabago po ito nung dumating itong Bulacan Bulk Water Supply Project. Ang Bulacan Bulk Water Supply Project ay meron kaming conventional water treatment plant in San Jose del Monte City. Ito ay may kapasidad na 388 million liters per day and we are supplying to 12 water districts of Bulacan Province. In our own little way, ang Bulacan Bulk Water Supply ay merong mga proactive efforts to promote environmental sustainability and environmental stewardship. Actually, in the operation of Bulacan Bulk Water in our treatment facilities, we always conduct annual source emission testing for carbon emission equipment like generator in our treatment plant to minimize the carbon emission. We strictly segregate the waste within our offices and treatment facilities, and also for those hazardous waste, we employ hazardous waste hauling services. For our wastewater, byproduct of our treatment plant, we always conduct water sampling to ensure that this water waste or effluent before we discharge it to the bodies of water is not toxic or hazardous. Pagka nagtatanim tayo ng mga maraming puno, nababawasan yung mga soil erosion. Since we are heavily dependent on the raw water, which is ang raw water naman is coming from Angat Ipo dams, we find it very important that we need to plant more trees. We are actively supporting this road to 10 million trees by 2030. That's why in all watershed areas within the Angat, Ipo, La Mesa Watershed Forest Reserve area, we planted trees and we are planting more trees since 2019 and up to the future.
We're doing the tree planting program in Angat Watershed in Norsagre, Bulacan. Today, we're actually planting 55,000 trees. Particularly for this day, it's bamboo, pero for the rest of the program, we will plant nara, cacao, other fruit-bearing trees. Actually, we started this in 2019. It was actually our start of operation then ng Bulacan Bulk Water. So, in 2019, we started planting 3,200 seedlings. Yun, medyo mababa pa. And then by come 2020, hindi kami nakapagtanim pero we maintained yung aming naitanim previously. So in 2019, minantain namin siya. Nagkaroon kami ng nurturing program for that. And then 2021, we came back here. We planted again 3,200 seedlings. So talagang commitment namin siya. Come 2022, nagtanim naman kami ng 8,000. So talagang pataas din. So we're very fortunate today kasi ang itatanim namin ay 55,000 seedlings. Palakpakan natin yung isa't isa. Alam ng mga empleyado yung importance or significance nitong pagtatanim na ito. This watershed is actually somehow a filtration dun sa source na kinuhanan namin ng tubig, which is the Angat. So the more trees na tinatanim namin dito, alam ng mga empleyado, lalo na yung mga chemists namin, mababa yung turbidity na nakukuha namin sa planta. So less treatment siya. Last year, we received a report from Senro Gigin to Bulakan. We were able to gain 96% survival rate. So napaka-rare na makakuha ng ganun, lalo na binabagyo din talaga yung mga puno. Maybe because talagang naalagaan din namin yung mga puno. Quarterly, we go here together with Senro and our partner, Agriculture Association of the Philippines. Sila yung people's organization na nakatira dito. So sila actually yung katulong namin na nag-nurture nito.
Kami po sa San Miguel, we are committed to promote environmental sustainability. We intend to plant more trees in the future to minimize carbon emissions.
It takes a lot of community work and commitment to nurture a forest of change. So when we return, we learn more about the balance of progress and environmental sustainability.
From Bulacan, we now head towards Tarlac, the Ilang-ilang capital of the Philippines. Now, how do you know when you've reached your destination? Well, you just have to look outside and see the abundance of Ilang-ilang trees that are lining the road. I'm now joined by Tony Reyes from the San Miguel Infrastructure Communications Office. Tony, let's talk about where we are. We're right beside T-Plex, but in the middle of an Ilang-ilang forest.
Correct.
What can you tell us about this area?
Well, this program started 6-7 years ago when the community reached out to T-Plex requesting for a property for them to plant. So, as part of our mission, we went around, checked it, and we saw a very beautiful opportunity, which is not only for the environment, but also for the community itself.
Sure.
The plantation would be around 3,000 to 4,000 square meters, but recently, like 4 months ago, we added another 3,000 or 4,000. So the community is obviously the expert in terms of in this industry. The requirement at that time is a property. So that's what we have. And I would say this is basically one of the few areas that we allow a community to come in because of safety and everything else, but because of the beauty of the project and the opportunity, we had to say yes.
Right. It's obviously not just about bringing more people in and seeing more progress in the literal sense of
Yes.
more and more development, but it's also finding that nice balance between,
Exactly.
I think a project like this helps people get a little more attuned to how to balance your environmental concerns with progress in an area.
Exactly. That is why this is like probably one of the more perfect projects, because basically it's a very clear balance and growth with the community, livelihood, and also for business.
Right.
We're all human beings. We all need the clean air and everything else, protect us from floods. And like what you mentioned earlier, it's the balance, meaning we bring in progress. Of course, the progress shouldn't really degrade our lives, but basically having trees around you would say that we're doing something right. Basically, as a tollway, we always want to bring in progress. And progress cannot just be measured with number of vehicles. It's also seeing the community grow.
Okay, how can people get involved? People will see this and say, that's a great idea. I don't necessarily come from Anao, but can I be involved in this project or in other projects?
Because the program is basically governed by the LGU, so anything that you see, an opportunity to help or to do business, it's always the LGU. And then they work with us on how we can come in and help.
Way back, it was planted only at backyards of residents and everything. So right now, we don't have to acquire any more land to plant.
So it's gone from something that was originally a backyard cottage industry.
A backyard cottage,
in various, literally in people's backyards, diba? But now it's come together to form a much more concentrated effort towards maybe a more commercialized way of producing.
Yes, actually, a group of Koreans, sponsored an extractor here in our town. So we extract ilang-ilang oil right now. And we have our own products right now, like we have perfumes, scented candles, and soap.
Perfect.
also.
I mean, anything that can take advantage of that fantastic
Yes,
smell,
yes.
beautiful smell that Ilang-ilang has. How has it affected the livelihood of your constituents or of the people who live in the area?
It helped a lot in our community. Like our students, they pick flowers from Ilang-ilang, and we buy it from them like 100 pesos per kilo. And they use it as their allowances in school. It's more of, community,
Right.
Community project.
Okay, does it make people more conscious maybe of the environment, the need to be more environmentally conscious? Dumating din ba yung point na yun? Do people appreciate the fact that trees are being planted?
Yes, actually, a lot of tourists wants to take part of that, and right now we'll do it like a forest and a plantation, Ilang-ilang plantation, so that tourists could come there and have a photo or a picture.
Right. Okay, so it obviously has more than just
Yes.
ilang-ilang oil as a
Yes.
benefit. Well, the seeds have been planted and they will literally grow from here.
Yes.
Congratulations on the effort so far, Mayor.
Thank you very much.
Progress brings positive change that should uplift the community, their economic opportunities, and their sense of responsibility for the place that they draw life and livelihood from. And it should never come at the cost of the environment. In fact, if done right, as we've seen here, we find the balance between the advancement of a community and sustainability.
Once again, this is Paolo Abrera reminding everyone that we may have a daunting task ahead of us, but we've got the solution if we all pitch in. And it all begins with one small act.